Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Wow, how you guys doing? Welcome to the PreStream podcast. It's a big one. Today is Thursday, the 24th of March, 2022. And we got a lot to talk about today, my friends. How you doing? I hope that so far your week is going well. So far mine is 2 days down out of a 7-day streaming marathon week for me. And the first 2 days have been great. Today's going to be kind of a conclusion in a lot of ways, because today is going to be the last day that I'm doing non-stop coverage of Elden Ring, and also the final day for Horizon Forbidden West. So in a lot of ways, when you think about today's streams, it's the conclusion of the last month. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since Horizon came out and then Elden Ring came out, it's pretty much been non-stop coverage of those games, with a little bit mixed in of variety. For example, a little bit of Skyrim here, a little bit of Street Fighter there. But for the most part, that's been all you've seen for the month. And not to say that certainly there wasn't enough there to cover. I mean, holy shit. I'm only about, get this, after about 65 hours of gameplay, I'm being told I'm just over the halfway point of Elden Ring. And that the second half of Elden Ring is arguably, near the end of the game actually, the hardest of the game, and everyone has problems with the end of the game. So it's like, okay, I guess we'll see how this goes. But anyway, yes, finally, starting tomorrow, Friday, there will be not one, but 2 new game playthroughs starting up. That will be part of my regular rotation of content, and this should hopefully appease those who in the last month were very disappointed that I focused in on only a small number of games, and in reality I had skipped a lot. Like, in the last month, I skipped Martha is Dead, WWE 2K22, and Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy, because I was so busy with the other games that I was playing, and they were so lengthy that I told everyone, listen, I gotta focus in on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So that being said, am I excited for variety tomorrow? Yes, I am. I'm finally excited to finally be jumping into new playthroughs, although admittedly I know it'll happen. Elden Ring now is just going to take much longer to beat, okay? Originally, if I just kept playing it as the mainstream, maybe I would have beaten it within, say, 2 to 3 more weeks. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I would have beaten it probably within 2 to 3 more weeks. Now that I'm going to be balancing Elden Ring with other playthroughs, don't expect it to end until, like, at the earliest, the end of April. At the latest, sometime likely in May. I don't see how I can beat it any earlier with how long it is, you know? And we've talked about this over the course of the last month. Are games getting too long? Is there too much padding in these open world games to the point where it takes so long to beat them that it doesn't really fit a certain style of content creation? You know, me being a variety content creator, and the fact that my audience does tune into me to know that I'm not just playing one game, but I've got a bunch of other games that I balance along with them for variety purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it doesn't seem like there was a proper way to cover Elden Ring. I tried not doing it every stream, but still playing it as much as I possibly could, and here we are a month into the game, and I'm halfway through it, you know? 60 some hours. How many other games can you say you played 65 hours into the game, and it's not grinding, it's not repetition, it's all genuinely new content you've been playing, and you're halfway through the game? Okay? Okay. So all of that being said, I'm excited for tomorrow to start up new stuff. But there has been big debate this week about what I should play tomorrow. Why? Well, originally, I was going to play the 2 new releases coming out tomorrow. Ghostwire Tokyo, and the new Kirby game called Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And I was 100% gung-ho for this. I was like, 2 completely different styles of games. Since Horizon is completing tonight... Since Horizon is completing tonight, it would make sense to have a new Kirby game in the mix as a chill late-night stream, and then have Ghostwire Tokyo, the new game from Shinji Mikami, the maker of the Evil Within series, the maker of previous Resident Evil games, to be the new daytime stream and balance out everything I was doing. But then the reviews for Ghostwire Tokyo were released a few days ago, and the consensus among reviewers is it's not a terrible game, but it's definitely a game with flaws. Notably, number one, the game supposedly gets repetitive after a few hours. The gameplay combat. The gameplay combat, apparently, it does get new abilities and does get refined the further into the game you get, but at the same time, it's really the same thing over and over. From what I'm to understand, the best part of the game is the exploration aspect, looking around for hidden puzzles, clues, and things like that. But a lot of people reading the reviews, including me, have kind of argued, I wonder if this would translate well into like a live streaming playthrough. I don't know. Now, in addition, apparently, reviewers are saying the game has incredibly sluggish controls. And that could be something that, I don't know, maybe that's going to be a detriment. Maybe I'll play it and be like so annoyed at it. I mean, I'm already playing Elden Ring, a game that literally has sluggish controls on purpose by the design of the developers. Now imagine me playing another game. That's like, everything's delayed. I don't know. So I was on the fence about playing Ghostwire Tokyo after reading all of these reviews. So earlier this week, I posed the question to all of you, what would you like to see me play on Friday? Okay? And I've been taking in all of your feedback. And what I can tell you is there is a consensus in one regard. People don't want to see me keep doing Elden Ring every day. Even though there's a large group of people who like the Elden Ring playthrough, and they are watching it along on YouTube and or attending all the streams and supporting said streams. I should call that out too and clarify. There's people who are supporting every single Elden Ring stream, okay? And I really appreciate that. It's very helpful. It's hard when you're only playing one game to retain your audience, and I know for a fact that in the last month there's been a lot of people who said, well, I'll come back when Elden Ring's done. Well, here we are a month later, and it's still not done. You know what I'm saying? So, everyone says, please do variety. Keep playing Elden Ring. We like it, but you don't have to do it every day. Do something different. However, there is no consensus on what to replace the daily Elden Ring streams with. Some people want to see me play some of the games that I've missed. For example, WWE 2K22 is a game that a lot of people were expecting me to play when it came out earlier this month. And I skipped it at the time for various different reasons. And explained that if I wait like a month or two before I play WWE, likely it would be a better game experience for me because so much created content would then be available to download that if I wanted to do sim matches like I used to, they'd be much better once a lot of created content is available on the content market. It's not a marketplace because it's free, but you know what I'm saying? Some people said play Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy, that it's enough of a difference from other of these style of games that it's fun and original, while others argue don't play it. It's basically just a FromSoft ripoff, and you're already playing a FromSoft game that's fucking 150 hours long. You probably don't want to play a knockoff game at the same time. Still, others have argued, why don't you play some Game Pass games that you missed? Why don't you go play Martha is Dead, the survival horror game that you missed? Not really survival horror, just a horror game that you missed. For variety purposes. So all this information coming my way. Okay? And I've been weighing and bouncing. And by the way, I apologize. My postnasal drip is really bad today. I woke up with my left sinus completely swollen. And I'm like, oh, you can hear it probably. You can hear it. It's just swollen inside my head. I'm like, oh, this sucks. The stupid drip won't stop. It's so fucking annoying. And, it gets worse, especially this time of year with allergies. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's a factor. Because now things are starting to bloom outside. I have no idea, but it's pissing me off. Anyway, so I've been listening to all your feedback. I've been weighing and balancing all of your opinions. And I told you guys I would come to a decision this morning on what I'm going to be doing to break up the Elden Ring streams. And ladies and gentlemen, it is official. This is really bothering me. Hold on a fucking second. It's pissing me off. Fucking stupid thing. I've had enough of this fucking bullshit. Ugh. 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 finally. Well, I got to the bottom of it. This entire Blanca figure just came out of my goddamn nose. That's what the problem was. All right. No, it's not. It's just that I fucking have... I've always had this issue my whole life. It's a pain in the ass. Ugh. All right. You want to talk about nose goblins? Well, some people got nose blancas. Whew. Okay. All right, guys. So, I have weighed. I have balanced. I have thought things through. And I've come to a decision this morning. All right? All right. So, let's talk about the news. So, I don't know if you guys heard this, but Gotham Knights, the new game that's supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Arkham Knight, but not really, because each one of the Gotham boroughs is going to be run by a different hero. It got delayed till next year. Can you guys believe it? What? What's wrong? Oh, you want to know what we're doing tomorrow? Oh! Alright. So anyway, I thought about it all week, and here's what I've come to a conclusion about. Alright? Starting tomorrow, I am going to replay Horizon Forbidden West from the start. And this time around, we're doing a completionist run. I'm including all of the side missions. That way, I'll get a full picture of the game, so I can do a full-fledged... What? You don't like that idea either? People... You know what they say? You can only please some of the people all of the time. You can't please everyone all the time. I'm sorry that everyone didn't want to see a second playthrough of Horizon. No lie, I don't think I've ever seen a game like Horizon be popular for like a day or two and immediately fall out of prominence and no one really cared about it anymore. I'm serious. Like, the game definitely has its audience. It just doesn't seem like the game's audience is mainstream gamers in regards to like people watching stuff on the internet. The game's sales immediately dipped after the first few days and never came back up. They just, no word of mouth, no spread, just done. And then viewership on streaming sites, video content, dead. No one cared about it after like 2 days. No one even, it just died completely. I'd be very curious to hear sales numbers and actual like how the company feels the game performed, because man, and the thing is, the game has a lot of strengths. It does. Like, I really like the graphics are so effing good in that game, and the story in particular is quite good. The thing is that it does have a lot of shortcomings. Like the wording and the writing is so wordy and overbearing, and there's so many dialogue options that have absolutely no fucking meaning at all. It's just like, why did they bother with all of this? You know what they say? Sometimes less is more, and sometimes it's quality over quantity. Horizon has a lot of quantity, but very little of it is quality. A lot of the side quests are just a waste of your time. So they stuffed the game. This would be like taking a delicious, big, juicy, mouth-watering turkey, but you stuff it with a million things, like a million things. You know, stuffing, carrots, celery, you know, the gizzard, the innards of the organs that you chop up and cook. You stuff it with that. Cranberries. You put a fucking turducken inside of there. You put so much in it that now it's overstuffed to the point where it's like, you know, how do I even eat this thing? You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely what it feels like. Because it's a good game that gets lost in so much bad stuff that's not needed in the game. You don't know what to do to have a good time. And a lot of the times it ends up being, well, let me do this mission. Oh, it's a waste of time. You just played 30 minutes and you got nothing out of it. It was a complete waste. Or you look at the map, and the map has 7,000 icons on it. Where the fuck do I go? What am I supposed to do? You feel so overwhelmed because they did that. And then you get into a conversation with someone, and the conversation has 14 dialogue options. And then you find out you really don't have to do any of them. It's all supplemental. You can literally just go to the one that says, this is how you advance. And if you click on that, you get all the story elements you need. Everything else was a waste of time, supplemental, you know, information. So, there you have it. Anyway, I'm happy to see Horizon end tonight, but man, how the mighty have fallen. Anyway, so what are we doing tomorrow? Ladies and gentlemen, I've come to my decision, and my decision is thus. Tomorrow we will be playing Ghostwire Tokyo. I took all week to decide to play what I was originally playing anyway. Well, that was anticlimactic. All right, here's my reasoning why I'm going to do this tomorrow. Number one, despite the fact that the critics seem to be saying that Ghostwire Tokyo is repetitive, boring, and has sluggish controls, the game itself just looks unique to me. And I think right now what we really need is something very unique. And why I say that is the last month, it's been fucking Dying Light 2 open world game with way too much fucking content. Most of it is meaningless. Horizon Forbidden West open world game with all this content that's mostly meaningless. Elden Ring open world game with all this content. Alright, it's not really meaningless, but my god, some of these repetitive dungeons are kind of shitty. And as well as the reused bosses, oh my god. And then, on top of all of that, the game just has so much content, it takes forever, right? So, the way I see it is, we need a game that's going to be different. And I feel like this game looks different from other stuff that I've done. First of all, it does have a horror element. The ghosts are murderous killers, and you get backstories for some of them. It seems pretty interesting to me that we're going to be going into a game where we might be getting some scares, we may be getting creepy stories and things happening as I play through the game. And in addition, the combat just looks very different. So, me looking at everything, it's like, well, WWE, could I play it right now? Absolutely I could. And that will appease a certain group of my viewers. But, again, I'm going to hit a wall with WWE. We'll likely play through the showcase mode, which will take, what, 3 hours? Then maybe we'll do like a My Career mode, which will be a couple streams until it kind of gets repetitive. And then you're going to rely solely on the created content to make fantasy matches. And I really feel that at this point, not even a month into the game, there's not going to be enough of it. I think if we wait a couple of months, and maybe we come to this, you know, in like late April, May, something like that, it might make a lot more sense. Because then I could do a lot of fantasy stuff. We could do a whole freaking stream of fantasy pay-per-view matches, right, that I set up. And I think that that's going to end up being a lot more fun in the long run than playing it now, you know? Right now, Ghostwire Tokyo is going to be brand new tomorrow. Doesn't it make sense to play what's new when it's new as well? Because everyone will be interested in the game. They'll want to see if it's any good, get my take on it. So, yeah. We're going to start up Ghostwire tomorrow. And, yes, just as I had originally planned, we're also doing Kirby and the Forgotten Land tomorrow. For those who don't know, Kirby and the Forgotten Land has been getting glaringly, amazingly positive reviews everywhere. People are actually saying, some people, not everyone, but some people are saying it's actually better than Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I am very skeptical about that. Super Mario Odyssey, in my opinion, was the best thing Nintendo put out, you know, on the Switch era. It's such a cool, unique, creative game. It was my game of the year for 2017, and I don't usually play many Nintendo games, and it was my game of the year. And since then, I've kind of been waiting for there to be another first-party kind of amazing blow-your-socks-off game from Nintendo. So maybe Kirby will be it? I don't know. Or it could just be a generic platformer. Who knows, right? The thing is, Kirby, I'm going to be playing it as a late-night chill stream. It's going to be the game that I alternate with Skyrim and Street Fighter, so I'm in no rush to beat it. We can take our time and play it in nice, chill 2-hour increments. And I feel it is like the perfect game for the late-night content. From everything that's being said about the game and, you know, knowing Kirby, I think it's going to be really, really good for the variety on the late-night streams. So tomorrow, that's what we're doing. So let's go through the schedule now. So now you guys can know what we're doing, all right? So today, Elden Ring on the first stream, and what are we doing? We are going to go back, and we are going to take on the bosses that previously beat me or the bosses that I previously skipped because I felt like I wasn't equipped to take them on. So first, we're beating this goddamn Godskin Apostle. I almost beat him at the end of yesterday's stream. I'm definitely beating him today. Whether it takes 10 minutes or 2 hours, I'm beating this asshole, okay? And I want to see what you get for beating him. I want to see what's past him, because I don't know what's past him in this tower that we're in. We're going to see, okay? Then, I think we're going to go back to Caelid. There's a dragon that apparently is on the bridge, and it's apparently a boss dragon. I thought it was just a generic dragon. People are telling me it's a boss dragon. So I guess I'll go fight it, even though every dragon is exactly the fucking same in this game. I'll probably fight the boss dragon. From what I'm going to understand, there was also one of those bird creatures. I forget what they're called, death birds. And apparently it spawns in Caelid at night, but I didn't know. Someone told me after I left Caelid. So maybe we could try hunting that. There's also, yes, that stupid black knife kindred gargoyle asshole sitting outside the bestial sanctum, who I tried to fight a stream or two ago, and still he was hitting for so much insane damage that I was like, dude, this is so not scaled properly. It's so dumb. And I couldn't get him, but now I'm leveling up my health more and more, and I'm thinking if we tackle a few more bosses today and I get a few more levels into hell, maybe I could finally beat that guy. Okay? You know, some people gave me shit yesterday because I did not fight the obvious boss that was standing in the middle of the Rot Lake, in the underground area that I was doing yesterday. What was it? It was the Noxtella Lost City, and then there's the Rot Lake under it, and then after that you go fight the fucking, I don't want to really spoil, but it's a goddamn space alien. Fucking, we knew this was gonna happen. We're gonna talk about, I actually want to talk a little bit about the lore of Elden Ring when I start playing the game today, because I have a theory, and maybe you guys could confirm or deny the theory about how this game is just like Bloodborne, that the aliens basically are fucking behind everything. Seriously. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. To check all that stuff out. All right, and then go back to the Aqueduct, which is the second half of the Nostros, or whatever the fuck, Nutsack, the other lost city, and do the second half of that. And when that's done, then go on to the new parts of the story of the game. Okay? So, yes, we're gonna do all that today, hopefully. Let's see how things go when I play Elden Ring today. Let's see how far we get. Okay? Itchy. Tonight, the late stream. Conclusion of Elden Ring. Wow, no. Conclusion of Horizon Forbidden West. There's only one story mission left. Now, here's the cool thing. I had 2 streams of this game scheduled for this week, not knowing that I was at the final story mission. So when I played this on Tuesday night, alright, I did some side content. And come to find out, the side content that I did was the best side content in the game, the most rewarding. I got an incredibly good sharp shot bow, an incredibly good spear, spear missile thing. This thing does insane chunks of damage even to bosses. It's a legendary weapon. And then at the end of the stream, I got armor. That's incredibly good. So I got all this shit. I'm like, dude, I am ready for the end of the game. So tonight, we very well could steamroll the end of the game. Now, from what I'm to understand, the last mission is lengthy. There's a lot to do. So I'm likely going to take the entire stream to do it regardless. So it should be a good stream tonight to see how it ends. And yes, as usual, when I beat a game, I will do a mini review of the game during the credits or post-credits, so you guys can get my full opinion on Horizon Forbidden West as I finish the game tonight. Okay? Okay. Oh, and then, of course, tomorrow, we're going to be doing the second run of Horizon Forbidden West. We're starting it up from scratch, doing all the side content, right? Okay, no. Tomorrow, it's the premiere of Ghostwire Tokyo on the first stream, and then it's the premiere of Kirby and the Forgotten Land on the late stream. Now, if you want to help out right now, you can absolutely help today. If you'd like to donate some credits, either for PlayStation Network or PlayStation Store or Nintendo Store, that would help a lot to defray the cost of these games. Since I got to drop enough money to buy 2 games today and install them and everything overnight to have them ready for tomorrow. How can you do that? Well, you could easily buy online credits for either store, and you can email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com and just send me the code. It's that simple. Okay? And thank you to anyone in advance who's considering helping out with any of the upcoming stuff, but in particular, it would help defray the cost of these games. All right? All right. Then on Saturday, we'll roll back and we'll do Elden Ring on the first stream, and normally what would be Friday Night Fights, which is old school Street Fighter, but it's going to be on Saturday night this week. So obviously, it's not Friday Night Fights. Okay, it's something else. So, old school Street Fighter Saturday night. Then on Sunday, we'll do another full day of Ghostwire Tokyo and Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Now, I am here streaming on Monday as well, all right? So, Monday will be up in the air. It'll basically be dependent on your feedback, okay? Excuse me. If I want to do Elden Ring again, we'll do Elden Ring. If we want to do Ghostwire, we'll do Ghostwire. It'll really depend on how these playthroughs are going and what people want to see more of on Monday. Monday night could be more Kirby, or we could do Skyrim for variety purposes. We'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear, okay? So that is what I'm planning for the weekend. Now, Tuesday I have off, all right? Now, I have to warn all of you. Next week, I have to take time away from streaming to do my taxes. And I know the timing sucks, because now we're going to have not only Elden Ring, but 2 other new games to play. And people are going to want to see them constantly, and I have to take time away from streaming. There has literally not been a good time to do my taxes at all this year. There's been non-stop new releases for a month and a half to 2 months, which never happens this time of year, and this year it's been ridiculous, okay? So it is what it is. I'm going to have to not do several night streams this coming week, which sucks, because I know there are going to be people saying, well, what happened to Kirby? Why aren't you playing it? I can't stream at night. Okay? So it is what it is. I'll let you know specifically the days. Likely it's probably going to be like Wednesday when I come back from streaming, and then maybe like Thursday, like 2 nights in a row likely I won't be streaming to try to get this done and get all the data. Zero Wolverine says, what are you talking about for non-Americans? In a nutshell, when you own a business in the United States, you have to get so much information together, and you have to give it to the federal government and to let them know how much money you made, how much expenses you had with your business. And basically what it is a giant formula that's used to calculate all this shit, and it's really complicated, and I don't deal with it. I have a tax guy who does it, but I have to get all the information together for him, and it's like every transaction. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like every dollar that I spend has to be accounted for. Every dollar that I made has to be accounted for. And then basically the government even says, okay, you paid us enough taxes over the year, good for you, or you didn't pay us enough, you owe us money. And it's always, you didn't pay us enough, you owe us money when you own your own business. If you're individually like employed by like say an employer and you have a 9-to-5 job, you typically, they just take taxes out of your pay automatically. That's not the case. That is not the case at all with a small business. So, it is what it is. Anyway, all that being said, I have to do it. It sucks, but it is what it is. Okay? So, I'll let you know. But likely it's going to end up being like Wednesday, Thursday night this week coming up where I can't stream. And that means, yeah, no Kirby. It'll just be like Ghostwire and Elden Ring in the daytime and no night streams. And I know that sucks, but what can I do about it, right? The good news is... The good news is, my birthday celebration week is coming up. And what that usually means is the first week of April, I decorate the office with silly birthday decorations. And when contributions come in, I'll blow a silly party horn. And usually around my birthday, I do something special. This year, I am planning on doing that. What? I don't know yet. We're not close enough. We're still like 2 weeks away. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet. Maybe it'll be like a marathon. Maybe we'll do a special. Like people have been saying, Phil, you haven't done Feasting with the King since like January. Would you do a Feasting with the King event? And I was like, well, maybe we would do it. I don't know. I got to think about it. Or how, what if we did a marathon? What the hell would we even do? I don't know. And the thing is, doing a marathon when I'm already in the midst of so many new release playthroughs and I'm already going to be backlogged on them. Does that really mean, that I should be taking time away to do another special marathon or something? I don't know. We got to think about it. Maybe it'll just be a marathon where I just play the games I'm playing, but we play each of them in a big chunk or something. I don't know, all right? But there will be something special coming up for my birthday on April 6th. Whether it's on that day or right before, I don't know. A lot of factors to think about. The way I do is I like to tackle one problem at a time. So for me, it's like, get through this week with the new releases. Then next week, get the taxes done. Then worry about the birthday, Okay. Hooey. Okay, that's what's coming up. I hope that sounds good to everybody. You know, I'm doing my best. It's been a crazy couple of months. Usually this time of year is slow as shit. You get, you know, new releases few and far between, and I'm usually balancing, like, downtime stuff. Some years I get my taxes done way early, but this year I just had no time, you know. There hasn't been. It's been, I gotta keep playing on backlog. It is what it is. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you for being so supportive and engaging these 2 months that there's been nonstop new releases. I've really appreciated it, and I hope that you guys, you know, have enjoyed everything that I've been putting out. Obviously, you've been showing that in your engagement, and what I mean by that is the liking of the streams when you're watching them, the liking of the on-demand videos, leaving comments on the videos. All that engagement has helped. Views are up, subscriptions are up, overall association with the content, like I think it's like called view time. Like on average, how long does someone watch a video? Which typically for YouTube, it's actually quite low. You might be shocked at this. So you might think on YouTube like, oh, well, the longer videos usually get rewarded, or at least at one point that was the case. The longer the video, the higher kind of suggesting it got into the algorithm. Most viewers don't watch videos for more than like 10% of the video. Seriously. They start watching, then they start clicking through, they skip everything, or they just close the video. So my engagement is up over that, which is good. It's not by much, but it is over that. Oh, excuse me. So, you know, good stuff. And thank you for all of that. I really appreciate the support. And let's keep it going, obviously. Now that there's a big slew of new releases tomorrow, that engagement will be more important than ever. Because since Elden Ring came out, I've already seen a surge of increase of engagement. In fact, it is official. Listen to this. We hit a milestone last night, okay? As of last night, Elden Ring Part 1, the playthrough, which is just about a month old as of today. I think it's like just under a month old, okay? Hit 20,000 views. Now, you got to understand this in perspective to my content. We're not talking about in perspective to other content creators who upload a video and every video they upload gets hundreds of thousands of views. I only look at stuff in perspective to my own content, all right? I have not done a video game playthrough on DSPGaming where views on a single video, all right, have hit 20,000 views in years. In fact, last night, I just, for the sake of research and argument, I went back and I said, let me search and see, did any playthrough that I did in 2021 hit 20,000 views? No. No. Did any playthrough I did in 2020 hit 20,000 views? No. And I'm talking about the most popular ones. Resident Evil, 8. The really white-hot popular playthroughs that I did. The Grand Theft Auto trilogy. None of those playthroughs hit 20,000 views. This is the first game I've played in that long, year, like 3, 4, 5 years, that I actually got 20,000 views on a video. Now, by the way, what you have to understand is there's something called residual views. And what that means is that over time, certain videos will get more views naturally. So could you find a video from last year or the year before that received overall 20,000 cumulative views? Yes. A lot of them are older playthroughs, if you can believe it. Like, I'm looking back at the history of the channel, and it's like, there's videos I put out in 2014, 2016, years and years ago, and those videos are getting 20,000 or more views in a year. Why? Some of them are random playthrough parts. One of them is like a playthrough from my Ratchet and Clank playthrough from 2016, part like 23, got like a ridiculous amount of views for no good reason. The truth is, it's all about YouTube's algorithm. Somehow, a certain part of a playthrough favorably sits in YouTube's algorithm and ends up getting suggested as related content or suggested video when someone else is watching a different video or playthrough. And then it just naturally ends up getting a bunch of views and clicks. It has nothing to do with me, okay, at all. It has everything to do with YouTube's algorithm. So, to know that I just put out a playthrough in the last month, and within a month of that video being live, it's reached 20,000 views, and by the way, it's still climbing. For example, as of this morning, Let me hit refresh here. I click a million things to do this. The video is at 20,372 views and climbing within a month. Basically, tomorrow is the 1 month anniversary of this video. Okay? That's good. It means that that video has legs. That video is continuously getting new attention from viewers. And by the way, the good thing about it is it's not just the video. People are then watching part 2, part 3. You know what I'm saying? And I get the feeling that maybe out of all the people who watch part 1, maybe 10% of the people who watch part 1 will then continue to watch the rest of the playthrough. But that's 2,000 people. That's good. And that could translate into new subscribers. You know what I'm saying? New viewership. There's an interesting stat that I found. Tearing through the analytics of the DSPGaming channel. Did you know, listen to this, out of all the views that I get on DSPGaming, a whopping 30% are people who are not subscribed to this channel. That's a lot. A third of my viewership is not subscribed to the channel. You would think a channel with 197,000 subscribers and videos that barely get 1,000 views each would be like the vast majority of my viewers are subscribed. No. So that's what I mean. Like, definitely, we could see a situation where because people are coming and watching the Elden Ring playthrough, that they're then going to eventually subscribe to the channel. And I think that's really why I've seen an increase in subscribers this month. Now, sorry, if you haven't noticed, my mustache and face are very itchy today. It's got to be allergies. All itchiness I'm feeling in my mustache, under my nose, my face in general is just itchy, which means it's allergies. The pollen's falling, starting to act up. That's probably why my postnasal drip is so bad today, too. Okay. So anyway, all that being said, tomorrow will be a huge day for DSPGaming because I'm playing not one, but 2 new release games. And when I play new release games, this is the potential for the channel to get massive new exposure as people are starting to search on the internet for said games and playthroughs of them. Okay, hold on one second. You can't notice what I'm doing is I'm turning off the fucking bullshit autocorrect on my camera because it's pissing me off and it makes me look pink. Okay, so with that happening tomorrow, engagement will be incredibly important, all right? If you guys want to help me out tomorrow, one of the absolute best ways you can help would be to be on the streams and like the streams. To watch the on-demand videos as they go live on DSPGaming, like the videos and leave comments. Especially part 1. Part 1 is the most important part of any playthrough. That's the part if someone's going to see, hey, is this a game I want to play myself or I want to watch someone play? That's the part that's critically important, okay? So tomorrow, please, if you're available, come by and hang out with me on stream. If you're not available, please watch part 1 of both playthroughs if possible. And if you like the parts, please like them and leave comments on them. This will help tremendously tomorrow. This channel could see incremental growth starting tomorrow with a double new release day. We already got that crazy growth from Elden Ring, and now this could happen again with these 2 new releases, okay? So please, if you can, swing by tomorrow for a double new release day. That will be very exciting, and this is very important for engagement purposes. All right. All right. That being said, outside of that, I don't have much else to talk about today. I was trying to think, like, what are the bases that I want to cover in regards to the channel, and not too much else to talk about. So, if you would like to support the channel, many ways to do so. You could become a member. You could do a super chat, a super sticker, a tip. I'm a fully crowdfunded individual. What that means is that I don't have any partnerships, sponsorships, contracts, nothing. What I make is what you see me make on a stream. And, of course, a little bit of ad revenue behind the scenes on YouTube, which is not a ton. Trust me. It's an okay amount. It's nothing. I couldn't make a living doing it like I used to. YouTube has plummeted that badly since 2017. The adpocalypse happened. And now it's all about live streaming contributions. Okay? So, if you like the content, please support it in any way you can. As simple as giving it a like or a comment, but also if you can do those other things, great, and thank you, okay? We have our usual rewards in effect. Gunner glasses at $50. You guys get to pick a hat for me to wear today at $100, and at $150, a vest you'll get to vote on as well. It is a hotter day today. The sun is out, fully beating on my office wall. This is the first day I'm actually wearing shorts since the fall. Because what's happened is, since the fall, it got cooler. And so I always wear pants in the fall and winter, but now it's starting to get warmer. Like the last few days that I've been streaming in here and the sun's been out, I've been sweating like crazy. So now I'm going to start wearing shorts, and I'll hopefully keep my body temperature down. But yeah, it's a hotter day. Well, chances are I'm not going to wear the hottest vest. Like yesterday, you guys voted for the platinum vest. I'm not going to be wearing the platinum vest today. I just say that up front. It's too hot for it. I got to wear a lighter vest if we're going to have one, okay? So, let it be known. Today is the premiere of Shorts Day. Like it matters. Let it be set in stone that on March 24, 2022, Phil switched from pants to shorts. Wow! It'll be etched into the walls of caves for people to find in a million years. Anyway. Awesome. All right. Here's what we'll do, guys. Let's start off with shout-outs. I'll do shout-outs for all your contributions, answer questions. If we have extra time, we'll do some Q&A, and then we'll get started with Elden Ring. Fair enough? Okay. Platinum shorts? No. They are a mix of black and white. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it when you have a material that's like this color? See? What do you call that? I don't know. It's like black and white mixed together. I don't know. It's nice though. I like them. Anyway, let's do shout outs. No, not gray, because it's not gray because it's black. It's distinctly black and white. It's not gray, which is a mix of the two. Okay. Anyway, let me refresh. Okay. We start off today with Pinocchio, who has re-upped his membership. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, Pinocchio. Glad to have you back as a member, and thank you very much. Felipe Burdinell, gee, I wonder what that name could be based off of, did a super chat and says, you say you like Godskin characters, but then he spoils the game. Oh. Why would you spoil the fucking game? Zoya did a super chat and says, Kirby is proving adults can enjoy games, kid games, to be honest. And there's another super chat, or she does another super chat. I don't know. Quite frankly, it's not my business anyway, but I shouldn't assume gender. Zoya does another super chat and says, do we get shout-outs if we buy credits for PlayStation Network? If you like them. Like, for example, let's say you wanted to help out with Ghostwire Tokyo and you send me a code for PlayStation Store credit and you say, hey, can I get a shout-out for this? I would respond, yes. And then on the stream I would say, hey, shout-out to so-and-so who donated PlayStation Store credits. There you go. Thank you, Zoya. Pretty straightforward. All right. Now we switch over to tips. Our first tipper of today was the Judas Turncoat. with a $1.50 tip. Then my next door neighbor also tipped a $1.50. I have no idea if these names have any significance, but thank you for the tips. Lysifer Soul tipped me $4.20. Says, would you consider yourself the Jim Cornette of gaming? Well, I know who Jim Cornette is. He used to be a pro wrestling manager. He was the guy who... He always kind of looked a little nerdy, but he had a heavy southern accent, and he managed a lot of tag teams. I remember he managed the Rock and Roll Express in the 80s, and then they came to WWE. I remember that, because they were like a big shit when they came to WWE. And he managed a bunch of other guys in the 90s, too, and he always had a tennis racket. And he would beat people with the tennis racket. Illegally, of course. It was never allowed in a match, but he would do it anyway. Was it? Oh, wait, I'm wrong. It was the Midnight Express? Wow, see? My memory's terrible. It was the Midnight Express as Life Soul, not the Rock and Roll Express. Okay. So anyway, outside of that, I know absolutely nothing about Jim Cornette. Like, how is he even pertinent to today? Are you saying... So if I'm the Jim Cornette of gaming, are you saying that I manage gamers and I beat them up? I beat up people with tennis racket? I don't know what you're talking about. You have confused me thoroughly. Okay. Martin just said in stream chat that if I start going towards the aqueduct, I'm going to find more weapons for my build. That's good, because I have not had a new weapon for my build since this freaking magma worm sword, which I found, what, like 25 hours ago? It's like, dude, how is there no new weapons for strength and faith? It's very odd that I haven't found any. But like I said, today we're going to try to fight this onslaught of optional bosses I didn't beat. See if I could beat them and maybe get some stuff out of that and go from there, so. Okay. My nose is itching. Ah! My head, everything's itching now. Now, my hair is itching here, my nose is itching, my mustache is itching, and my ear is itching. My allergies have definitely started. My whole head is itching. I need, like, what is that spray that stops itching? I just spray my whole face. It's fucking, everything's itching. This sucks. Okay. Atlas Telemon, to me $1.50, says you used to get 100,000 views easily and an occasional million on a playthrough like Spider-Man. I hope you get back there. I will never get back there, Atlas, and here's why. The algorithm. And I mean that. Like, YouTube is set up in a way, all right, that if you follow the algorithm, you can get popularity. But if you don't, or if you can't find yourself falling in line with the algorithm, you can never get that popularity back. And that's the thing. Like, at one point, and this is many years ago, DSPGaming was a prominent gaming channel on YouTube that was in that algorithm. Okay, I'll give you an example. I had a couple videos that traditionally every single year would get hundreds of thousands of views. My Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions playthrough, Need for Speed Part 1 from the launch of the PlayStation 4 console in 2013. I think that was 2013. There were just certain videos that for some odd reason, they fell in line with the YouTube algorithm. And even though I didn't promote them, I didn't talk about them, they were just there to be viewed, people would find them in YouTube search, related results, and they would get ridiculous views every year. It was hilarious because some months, oh, what are my top videos this month? Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions #1, the Need for Speed video from 2013, and then all the new playthroughs I did that month. Why are those my top videos? Because they fall into the YouTube algorithm. Okay, now here's what happened. Two things happened. At one point, YouTube flipped a switch around 2014, 2015. They didn't tell anyone they were doing this. But when they did this change behind the scenes, they changed the YouTube algorithm. And when that happened, okay, those videos that traditionally I was getting big chunks of views on every single year or every month or however you want to categorize it, literally completely fell out of search results into oblivion. Since that change was instituted, my Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions playthrough went from being one of the top Spider-Man related videos on YouTube every month to literally getting 0 views. How do you go from getting tens of thousands of views a month to 0 when nothing has changed about the content creator or the channel? I don't know. What did they change? I have no idea, but they changed it, you know? And then another thing happened, and I talk about this one all the time. In 2015, that was the year, and I know it's a long time ago, but that was the year when I got a lot of trolling against me. And if you remember, there was this asshole, actually it was two assholes, who had given me pieces of fan art and said, please use these on your YouTube streams. So I did. And when I used them, actually back then, was it YouTube streams? It was YouTube streams. I was streaming on YouTube at that point. Yes, I'm remembering now. What I would do is I would auto-archive my content on YouTube as a backup file, okay? And that way, when I was recording, if something went wrong, I would still have the raw file to break up and still put out on YouTube. It was like a way to back up everything. Well, I had two people who acted like they were fans. They sent me fan art over the course of like a 6-month period from like early 2015 to like the summer. In the summer, they decided to abuse YouTube's copyright takedown system and issue false takedowns against DSPGaming, claiming they were the original rights holders to said artwork, and they had never authorized that I had, permission to use the art. Now, the thing is, they did. I had saved the original emails and forum posts on which they had provided said artwork and said, we're the owners, here you go, you can use it. So I had evidence that I had the rights to use that stuff. The problem with YouTube back then, all right, the problem with YouTube back then, they didn't care about anything. To them, their attitude was, if we get a claim, we grant it with zero research, zero corroboration, we just say it's real, and now it's up to the content creator or uploader to prove their innocence, which is completely illegal. In life, there's a legal system in the United States where YouTube exists, all right? In California is where YouTube is incorporated. In the state of California, in the American court system, you're innocent until proven guilty. It's actually against the law to punish you for something you didn't do. Okay? So YouTube systems were ass backward. Now, was anyone going to sue the shit out of YouTube and say, why are you punishing people without evidence? Of course not. It wasn't ever going to happen. But their system was very broken back then. At that time, I had to work with YouTube to figure out how to clear up the system. And YouTube back then, by the way, I had a partner network that I was working with, Machinima. And I was talking with my partner network. My partner network was talking directly to YouTube. YouTube actually said this, and this is what I did. Phil needs to delete all of the videos that have these pictures from these two people that they submitted for fan art. Why? Legally, Phil will be okay. Even though Phil has evidence that he got permission to use all this artwork, he's fine. But the way our system works, now this was 7 years ago, this is not today, just so you guys know, this is not how the system works today. But 7 years ago, when you submitted claims to YouTube, and if let's say you did them in bulk, okay, YouTube had absolutely no way to stop them. They actually told my partner network this. They said, we have no way to stop it because we're a fully automated website. We're reliant on reports and automation and everything. We can't stop Phil's channel, DSPGaming, from getting flagged for all this stuff. Okay? Phil needs to delete all the content. If he deletes it all, then when these false claims hit, there'll be no content to apply them to, and he'll be fine. So I did. I deleted, I'm not kidding, hundreds upon hundreds of videos. We're talking the pre-streams from every day I had to delete. Okay? And basically when this happened, my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, lost, I think it was like 8 million total views. Like the channel went from having this many total views to this many. It deleted all those views. When that happened, YouTube's automated systems removed DSPGaming entirely from the search algorithm. Because get this, 7 years ago, the way YouTube operated, if they saw that your channel had a decline in views like that, a sudden sharp decline, the algorithm determined that something has gone horribly wrong with your channel, and likely it's because of like a takedown attempt, like a copyright takedown attempt. You're a channel that's in major violation of something. whether it's copyright or DMCA in general, or maybe it was a community violation and your content all had to be taken down because you were breaking the rules. So basically, if you see any kind of a dip in views, YouTube said, well, we don't want that kind of content in our algorithm. And so DSPGaming went from a channel where my videos were constantly recommended to people, that every single fall when all the new releases came out, my channel was one of like the top 40 channels recommended to go check out this channel that covers all the new release content. You know, you say, oh, Phil's playing the new Call of Duty. If you type in Call of Duty, oh, DSPGaming would be in like the first 2 pages of search results to check out coverage of. You see what I'm saying? That all went away completely. So this channel went from a place of prominence, a place of lots of views, and getting that natural increase in viewership every single time a new game came out, to basically falling off the face of the site. No one could find DSPGaming. It was never recommended anymore. And that was literally the end of my growth. Like, I had growth. It was plateauing, don't get me wrong. But up until like 2014, 2015, my growth was still growth. At that time, the channel froze and then started to decline. And there was nothing I could do about it. I had been kicked out of the YouTube algorithm. And so that was the time when within that year I said, well, I'm going to try to do something different. I tried to make a different channel called KO Gaming, which was highly edited content. And then within another year, I became a full-time streamer because I realized there was no way to make a living doing these YouTube videos like this anymore. So Atlas Telemon, to get back to what you were saying in your tip, he says you used to get 100,000 views easily on part 1 of a playthrough, and occasionally the videos would blow up to like 1 million views. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely. I would do a new playthrough of a hot new game, and just naturally YouTube would suggest the video everywhere, and I would get anywhere from, you know, tens of thousands of views to 50,000 to 100,000 views sometimes on popular playthroughs. And then it just went away. Like I said, they changed that algorithm at one point, and then the trolling in 2015 completely just knocked the channel out of YouTube search, okay? Now, the good news is things have changed over the years. You know, yes, you can find DSPGaming again. The problem is, yet again, because of the way YouTube's algorithm works, if you want to find my pure gaming content on YouTube, now you have to sift through 20 bullshit pages of haters before you can find my content. Because YouTube is so dumb, all right? What it does, it looks at things like individual video performance, etc. So I'll give you an example. Elden Ring. Today I'm going to put out new videos of Elden Ring. Within the first couple of days, they'll probably get like 1,000 views each. Over time, they'll get more. But today, some shithead hater who's illegally rebroadcasting my content will take something that I say out of context, or edit it, or say something dumb about it, and make a shit video about me. You know, something completely dumb, toxic. Shouldn't be allowed on YouTube, but they allow that kind of shit because they're dumb and they're automated. Okay? They'll put out that video, and a ton of morons will watch that video. So within a day or two, that video will get like 5,000 views. Okay? So their one shit video that's toxic garbage, literally no quality of content in it whatsoever, just insulting defamation, gets 5,000 views, while my daily gameplay videos each are getting, what, like 1,000 views, if that? Now overall, DSPGaming as a whole gets way more views than those kind of content creators. Okay, it just does. The channel's been around long enough. There's enough people watching so many videos on my channel on a daily basis. This channel is bringing in more overall aggregate views than the people out there who are saying negative stuff about me. YouTube doesn't care. YouTube idiotically looks at the individual video and says, well, that video did 5,000 views, so it will suggest that video first before it suggests the content the video is based on. That's the real content. Does that make any sense? No. But YouTube is an automated fucking mess. So how am I supposed to get the views like I used to on content on DSPGaming when the actual way the website is set up is to promote toxic garbage because it's all automated, right? If you were searching for today's new batch of Elden Ring videos, you would likely find all the other negative, toxic shit about me first before you get through that and actually find DSPGaming and find the new videos I uploaded today. Yeah, pretty fucking stupid, no? So, yeah. So that's what I mean, Atlas Telemon. Like, I am going to build this channel as much as I can. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to keep doing fun playthroughs, interactive streams, meaningful content for my viewers. You guys tell me on a daily basis what I do is meaningful and inspires me to keep going. All right? I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to ignore the nonsense, the negativity. I am. All right? I have to be of the opinion that if I keep working hard and staying positive, that things will get better. And in fact, they have. If you take a look at since I came back to YouTube full-time about a year ago now, this channel has grown. The views are up. The engagement is up. Subscribers are increasing. It's the first time in years. Like I said, Elden Ring Part 1 hitting 20,000 views in less than a month is actually a pretty big milestone. This channel doesn't get that kind of attention anymore. And the fact that it did is a major positive sign. Okay? That people are willing to check out the content on this channel again. That's a great thing. Okay? But this is a slow process. It is. It's a slow process. It's a process by which I need to keep sticking to what I'm doing and not be discouraged by the fact that all the odds are against me. YouTube's algorithm is literally against a content creator like me. It doesn't care that I'm the one putting out the original content that's meaningful to a viewing audience. Instead, it just promotes things based off of stupid, base views, bullshit clicks, and fucking overall nonsense. In the big picture of things, it should say, okay, this channel's been around for fucking 10 years, brings in this amount of viewership on a daily basis, this should be what we promote. No, look at what the hot new video is that's a hater video, and promote that instead. How do you fight that? And the answer is you don't. All I could do is sue, which I'm not going to do. I don't have time and money for it. I can't hire a lawyer to slap a cease and desist against every piece of shit out there who wants to steal my content and be toxic to me. So I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just going to say, you know what? I will put forward positive content every day, and hopefully, eventually, I'll get there. You know what I mean? I just got to keep plugging away, and there's nothing I can do besides move forward positively. And what I want to say is thank you to everyone who has stuck with me, to everyone who keeps supporting the content, who's been engaging this last month. Like I said, the engagement this last month has helped this channel tremendously. And we can keep that pattern up of engagement, in particular tomorrow with the new release content, right? This should be great. And I certainly hope that you guys will be along for that ride of trying to make this channel grow again. It's definitely worked. So let's keep it up, okay? Okay. All right. So there you go, Atlas. Now, was there, I think, let's see here. Felipe Burnell, there's a difference between saying a reused boss and actually spoiling the way that the bosses are presented to be challenging. You spoiled the game, and you got to shut the fuck up about it, because the more spoilers I see, I'm going to start banning people. You're lucky I didn't ban you now, especially with your stupid name. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, anything else to talk about? Any other questions? Any other concerns before we jump into Elden Ring today? Gunther says he really liked when I played Minecraft. He'd like me to do it again someday. At this point, I've been so far removed from Minecraft. I don't know if I would ever go back to it. I'm curious, if I were to download Minecraft on my Xbox Series X, would it have the cloud save from when I played the game on my Xbox One? And would I be able to just resume it and check out that same world that I had created over the course of like a year and a half? Reason I say that, a couple months ago, we had a power outage here during a storm, and when that happened, it actually burnt out the third-party power adapter that I had for my Xbox One, which is funny, because the reason I had a third-party power adapter for my Xbox One is because years before, we had a power outage here, and it blew out the power adapter that was the name brand one for my Xbox One. So apparently the Xbox One just has shitty power adapters that blow out all the time. So if I were to try and play Minecraft again, I would have to try to play it on my Series X. And like I said, I'm very curious, could I just resume right where I had laid off or let up, stopped? Why can't I think of the right wording for this? I don't know. Our surge protector is not a thing. All of my stuff is plugged into a surge protector. It didn't matter. It's the stuff still blew out. It's all plugged into a really high-end surge protector over there, too. Okay. So anyway, as for Minecraft, would I consider playing it again one day? Yeah, maybe just for reminiscing purposes. I don't think I would go back full-time. It was a really cool experience for about a year and a half to do that on a weekly basis. Remember, we were doing like once a week. We would play Minecraft and have this fun, chill stream where we would build and do all this stuff. It was nice, and definitely I understood how that kind of a project, an ongoing series, could work. At the same time, it wore out its welcome. Like, after doing it for a year and a half, I was bored. Every time I played, I was like, nah, I don't really care about this stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Guts, what's going on? He says, I probably won't see him again until the weekend when I play more Elden Ring. He's not interested in the new releases tomorrow. Fair enough, Guts. That's why I'm a variety streamer. There will be entire days you'll probably be here, and entire days you won't. That's all good. I hope to see you when I'm playing something you're interested in. Martin says, I was enjoying your Subnautica chill streams. I played the game myself, but you never finished it. Actually, it's a great story. It's on PS5. Would I finish it? Probably not. The reason I stopped playing it is because I was incredibly bored. Like, I was literally incredibly bored, right? I was like, I didn't want to mine. I didn't want to gather resources and grind. And remember, I made the prawn suit? And it's like, oh, the prawn suit, cool. Now you can go further underwater to mine more fucking resources. I had enough. I just got bored with it. What it is, a lot of these games have the same gameplay loop. You know, gather a ton of resources so you can craft the better things, so you can explore new areas, and gather other new resources so you can build things, so you can explore new. You see what I'm saying? I just didn't find it fun anymore. So that's why I stopped, and I don't think I would go back. Big Papa Phil says, did I ever talk to Papa Vera after that? Yeah, he came back to the streams frequently, actually. But then about that year after, he was on streams all the time, on and off, depending on what game I was playing. And then after a while, I think he just kind of fell off. And now that I'm a full-time YouTube streamer, I don't even know if we've even seen him back, right? Maybe once. But yeah, it's been a long time. Jade says, oh, he deleted his comment. Jade, I was about to read your comment. You deleted it. You redacted it. I couldn't read it. Gunther says, I was the first person to introduce him to the Dark Souls games, and he really likes them now. That is both incredibly scary, but also nice. Like, I know for a fact when I started playing the Dark Souls games, I was one of the worst people playing them. I was so bad. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any background in them, no education in them. I sucked ass, and I probably made them look horrible. But over time, I grew to appreciate them, understand what they were, thanks to you guys mostly. It really was my viewing audience who tried to convince me that the games were worth playing and learning. And once you guys gave me enough of an education on them, and I played them more and more, I really grew to appreciate them and like them. So, oh, excuse me. Jay says he's okay. He will wait for WWE 2K22. He doesn't care what games I'm playing. He's still going to hang out. And that's the cool thing about my viewing audience, is that I have such a diversified viewing audience that there are people who come by for specific games. There are people who come by for other things. And then there are people who come by just to chill, you know? There's some people who are coming by every day because I'm playing Elden Ring and they really like Elden Ring. But then there's people who come by, they just want to have a good time relaxing and seeing what I'm doing, what I'm up to, have some interaction with me. And that's cool. Like I say, different strokes for different folks. Whatever it is that you find appealing about me or my content, you're welcome here. And thank you for that. You know, as long as you're respectable or respectful to everyone around you. As long as you're not here to just crap on everyone in the stream chat, that's a different story entirely. I don't like that nonsense of that when people come here and bring the toxicity and shit. But outside of that, welcome to whoever. And thanks for being here. Howdy, Super Batcat. Good morning, Toto Wolf. Martin says, now that a new Witcher's coming out, and CD said that they're releasing a next-gen upgrade for Witcher 3, will you do a second run before the new game or after Skyrim? As I said, would I be interested in replaying Witcher at some point? Yes, Witcher 3, that is. Would I do it anytime soon? Fuck no. This year is the year of insane open world, crazy, lengthy games. There is no way I would play an insane open world, crazy, lengthy game again when I'm playing Skyrim, was playing Dying Light 2. I'm about to finish Horizon. I'm still playing Elden Ring. You see what there's no way at this point. There would have to be like a lull in that kind of games for me to say, oh, let's do something different and let's go back and do a second run of Witcher 3. So. Dave Baxter says, I like watching it more when you challenge yourself than exploring the whole time. So what you're saying is, you will like today's stream of Elden Ring, where I'm going to take on bosses that previously beat me or bosses that I skipped. You would like that better than a stream where I'm just doing open world exploration. And again, I understand that. There are certain people that look for certain things in gameplay content, and that's cool that you're going to like today's stream more. I guess I want to get revenge on these fucking bosses that kick my butt. So. Okay. Derek, what's going on? He says he understands why I'm not playing WWE right now. Yeah, trust me, I get the feeling that since we're taking our time with WWE, that when I go to play it, it's going to end up being pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be so much created content that if I do a day where I'm like, okay, let's do a fantasy pay-per-view sim stream, right? And I do commentary over a bunch of fantasy matches, I get the feeling it's going to be really good, as opposed to if I were to try to rush it out now and there's not that much. You know what I mean? Rodeska says, I'm not sure why people are hating on you in your Elden Ring playthrough. You beat a lot of bosses I bypassed early and went back and owned at a higher level. Because they're morons. The people who are hating on my playthrough literally don't have a leg to stand on. If you go watch other content creators playing this game, they're playing it similarly to me. Or, not even as interestingly as I am, alright? I know for a fact, from watching a variety of content creators out there, there are some pro players that got monstrously overleveled and then went back to do shit they missed and steamrolled it, okay? While me, I'm trying to take this stuff on right away. If I can't beat it, okay, maybe I'll come back later. But you notice I'm really making a legitimate effort to beat this stuff the first time that I run into it, rather than fucking try to rush through the game. There are some instances where I notice, oh my god, the damage output of this boss is insane. There's no way I'll beat this boss if it's one-shotting me. And if that's the case, then I come back later. That's some of the stuff I'm going to try to beat today. But in general, most of the criticisms weighed against me for this playthrough are completely illegitimate. So compared to how other people have been tackling their first playthroughs of this game, they're bullshit. People are either playing it the way I am or, you know, actually over-leveling and going back. Yet people are saying, I'm doing that? You're out of your fucking mind. You're literally out of... Oh, he's using faith build magic now. Oh, easy mode. What the fuck are you talking about? The game is not even scaled towards that. There's no easy mode faith magic. I'm using a fucking lightning bolt that sucks. It's a short range lightning bolt. These people are just jackasses, and they say what they want because, again, there's this toxic mentality on YouTube to shit on things, to get popular and or make this big hoopla about it, get the hype going for hate, and the next thing you know, you got views, you got attention, you're making money. It's bullshit. YouTube shouldn't allow it, but they do. So everyone shits on me because they think it's something popular to do, and they can get away with it and sometimes make out doing it. Fuck them. I don't care. My playthrough's been pretty damn good in my opinion. I've been having a great time with it, and my viewing audience is in agreement with me, or else it wouldn't be having the retention that it has. So I'm going to keep going and enjoying the game. Today is going to be an interesting stream where I take on these bosses that previously beat me, and we're going to see how it goes. Leviathan did a super chat and says, can you snort loudly for me? I mean, I could, but that's disgusting. I only do it when I absolutely have to. I don't do it because I want to. I do it because I have a fucking, you know, a condition. It's disgusting. I hate it. I fucking hate it, you know? I don't like having to do it, but I need to be able to breathe and not choke. You know? Derek says, I'm looking forward to Kirby night streams. What Kirby games have I played? Well, let's think about this. I played Kirby's Epic Yarn. I played another one, and that one I did co-op with John Rambo. I can't remember the name of it. That was the 2-player co-op Kirby game. And if I remember correctly, did I play a third? I swear I might have. I swear I might have played a third Kirby game, but I don't know. I can't remember. Return to Dreamland? That sounds familiar, Derek, but I don't particularly remember the name of it. No, Argos, 40-year-old people don't get drafted into the United States Army. Just so you know. That's not how it works. Jade says, how about One Piece? Eventually, we may go back to One Piece. Like I said, the good thing about Game Pass, we now have a library of games that I've played and people have interest in. And later in the year, when things legitimately slow down for game releases, we have stuff I can go back to, like Serious Sam, or One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, what was it? And others. There's other games there that I could go back to and play later, and I'm totally cool with that. That's what I really like about Game Pass. So, I hear you, Super Backcatties. I'm getting tired of ego gamers who think the games have to be played the way they do. I'm not kidding you. Listen to this. This morning, I sat down at my PC, opened up the stream chat to get the stream going, and there's a comment from someone, I'm still going to continue to run away from every boss like the one in the rot that he didn't fight because he said it was going to be too tough. Why are you fucking shitting me? Holy fuck, what an idiot. Is this what people think? Like, well, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to a content creator's chat, I'm going to leave a ridiculously entitled comment about he particularly isn't playing the game in the manner that I want him to play it, and this is going to go well for me. Like, wow, you are stupid. Anyway, Martin says, if you want faith to be powerful, you need to have 60 to 80 in faith. I played with 80 and a seal that buffs dragon spells. My lightning bolt dealt 3,000 to 4,000 damage. Holy shit. So it's got to be like a really specific build. That's crazy. Oh, there you go. Derek says he remembers I played Rainbow Curse and Superstar Saga. So those are 2 plus Epic Yarn. So I guess I've played a lot of Kirby games over the years, but it's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I played one. So, all right, guys, I think it's time for us to end the pre-stream. I actually got to use the restroom before we start today. So let's end the pre-stream. I'll take a very brief break to use the restroom, come back, Elden Ring, taking on the bosses that have previously beaten me, trying to get my revenge on them, and then we go from there and see what's next. All right, guys, thank you. Great pre-stream today. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the discussion. Let's get the show on the road. Very nice.